guys, Kittykatlapurr here, and today I'm going to be showing you all the best creatures for resources here on the Scorched Earth map. Yay! So, here on Scorched Earth, there are some different creatures that you can find, and that maybe you can't find from the island. So I'm going to show you guys the best resource gatherers for each resource here on this map. But first off, I want to say great big thank you to all my current subscribers. You guys are amazing, and I seriously couldn't do it without you. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button for pro-ish art content. And if you do like what I provide for you today, feel free to hit that like button. And guys, I'm aiming for the big 20,000 this year. So help me go big or go home and you all get a cookie. Yay! So of course, some of the resource gatherers are obvious, but be sure to stay to the end for some honorable mentions for some creatures that are maybe a little harder to get. I like to keep things kind of beginner mid-game when giving advice, but that doesn't mean there aren't some pro-ish creatures out there, but they're more in-game anyway. First, we're going to start off with wood, and our best wood gatherer, of course, is the Thorny Dragon. He can also get you a little bit of thatch if that's what you're looking for, but he is the equivalent of a beaver here on Scorched Earth. Next, we have Thatch, and this little hairy sloth guy is the best to get Thatch from. And of course, this is the Megatherium, who is also great in other things, but Thatch is one of them. You do have your regular attack and your right-click attack that can give you Thatch, and you can get some wood and fiber as well, which is super great. Next, if you're looking for your handy-dandy stone gatherer, hasn't changed much from the island, we got the roly-poly Doed, who can get you stone in no time. Next, we got Flint, and I'm going to go with the Anki for this one, because if you're just looking for an easy tame, whether you're in the beginner stage or the mid-game stage, this is definitely the creature that can get you a ton of Flint. But saying that, this is the only end-game-ish, or even mid-game, mid to end-game-ish creature that I will mention, because the Faso is great at getting Flint for you while going underground. And all you have to do is just drive into those stone piles, and you'll get a ton of Flint. And next we got metal, and you guessed it, it's the Yankee. The Yankee is definitely the bestest to get metal from, and this includes from the island and here on Scorched Earth. And here we are on the top of the cliffs looking at Obsidian and Crystal. And if you get Stanky for those two, that's exactly what is great for getting yourself some Obsidian. And since Crystal is here, the Yankee is the best to get yourself some Crystal as well, where you can also harvest yourself some rare mushrooms. Now the next one is berries, and I had a hard time trying to pick just one that does the best. Now, in my opinion, and from what I found with like the melee damage and the creatures that I had, the Anki was the one that got me the most berries, and the kangaroo. But saying that, the Megatherium and the Morellatops were like 1 or 2 berries behind. So I feel like all of these guys can definitely get you a ton of berries, but if you just only have one creature, like your one-stop shop Anki, or even your Ruru, they can still get you exactly what you need. But if you are looking for fiber, your Megatherium is the one to use. He can gather you so much in just one hit, and not only that, he's a versatile collector because he gets you all the berries and thatch and wood while you're walking around collecting everything. Next is rare flowers, and I feel like you can either use a kangaroo or an Anki. They do about the same. They're still pretty tough to get, but when you're looking for your rare flowers on the Anki, be sure to do your alternative attack versus your main attack to do a little headbutt into the ground, and it still may take a little bit harvesting those flowers. And next we have rare mushrooms, and you guessed it again, you can use your Anki or your kangaroo. I did find that with my Anki, I got more than the kangaroo, but sometimes people don't bring their Ankis into the caves, which I'm at. Just keep that in mind when you're choosing who to gather with and where you're gathering. Next, if you're looking for some Pelt and you want the best Pelt gatherer, we're looking at a Wolfie, who can definitely get you a ton of Pelt and can kind of keep up with the kangaroos or whatever else you may be chasing to get some of that Pelt from. When looking for organic polymer, the Sabertooth comes in best. But in a close second and third, we have the Megatherium and then the Thyla. So if you want to take them out on an adventure altogether, or just tame one or the other, they are all great in your organic polymer hunting needs. And if you don't feel like hunting mantis, you do have the Achatina or snail that does make its own organic polymer when set on wander. And the best gatherer for oil isn't really a gatherer, but your dung beetle does make you oil and fertilizer if you are looking for that instead of using a pump. If you're specifically looking for keratin here on Scorched, a saber-tooth is your best bet, even if you have to hurt some of the friendlies to get yourself some of it. But if you're looking for chitin, your best bet is to definitely go with the Megatherium. Not only because it can collect it, but it does also have the bug buff that makes it even stronger. And I'm sure by mid-game you'll be rolling in the hide, but if you're just starting out and you definitely need some, your best bet, oh god, is a saber-tooth to get you some of the most hide. But any carnivore will do. And if you're looking to just gather some meat or prime meat, your best bet is to go with the Carno. And coming in second is the Rex. But the Rex is more mid-game, late game. And believe it or not, if you're looking for, say, fish meat, maybe your babies need an imprint or something, the Scorpion is actually pretty decent at getting you some fish. And you guys can go on a little adventure in the water together. And if you're looking for the best creature to get you Cactus Sap, by far, is the Morellatops. But just be warned that he does use it to fill up his water while collecting. And you can use both attacks to get you a ton of cactus in minutes. And next we have Sulfur. And of course, the Anki is one of the best to get some of that. And if it's all that sand you're looking for, we got the Doid, who not only collects you stone, but can collect you sand too. And if you're looking for something to collect you water, which is very needed here on Scorched, you can use your Morellatops to get him to get you some, either by putting him in the water or using Cactus Sap. And for those looking for salt, your Anki is definitely the best to get you some raw salt. And if you'd prefer to go on the hunt for your silk instead of using your hand, the Sabertooth is your best bet to be getting all the silk from. But have fun keeping up with the Limantras. I'd highly suggest a trap. And now I'd like to do some honorable mentions. For Silica Pearls, Leech Blood, and Black Pearls, there isn't really a creature that can do much for harvesting them because it is a percentage that you get when killing the death worms. So keep that in mind. You just gotta find these guys first. I do prefer my Thyla to fight the death worms as it does the bleed damage, and I tend to run around with a Thyla more often than not. And my last two mentions are the jacks of all trades, but are kind of hard to get, so I thought I'd give them a mention at the end of the video. We have the Mantis, and when equipped with any harvesting tools, is the top contender for almost everything that it can actually harvest. And yes, that does include everything from the Anki to Doid to Thorny Dragon. And we do also have the Phoenix, who is also a jack of all trades and can get you by far anything, but it doesn't do as good a job as the ones I mentioned. But come on, how cool is having a Phoenix and being able to harvest with that? So guys, I tested out all these creatures today to see which ones are the best for each resource, and I hope I was able to help you decide which creatures you should get, especially the ones that get you almost everything. Let me know down in the comments below if you feel like I missed a resource or that you feel like there's a creature that does better. If you did like what I provided for you today, feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new here, why not subscribe? I hope you all have a super duper magical day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.